Welcome to the Mailware Magic Quick Start tutorials. This section covers inventorying your effects, props, etc. To start, click the inventory button. This will bring up, in your case, probably a blank screen. I have one pre-populated so we can walk through it. And I've chosen the ambitious card as an example. Here you start entering in your effects, props, etc. For the ambitious card, you can simply type it. It will automatically uppercase because the product number is the unique ID that defines this product. You can't have two of the exact same IDs in the system. Then in the name field, you can type a much longer name, and this shows up on reports and other areas. So this is where you want to be descriptive so you know what effect it is. You can then type a short description. This also shows up on reports, and it reminds you what this effect does if you don't recall. And you can cut and paste this from a web page. It'll automatically truncate at about 250 characters. Then in the long description, you can cut and paste again from a web page, but it'll put everything in there. It's unlimited. If you double click it, you can open the dialog and see it. And this is the entire description of the effect. Some of the fields in the tutorial have not been renamed, so please keep that in mind if your version is slightly different than what you're seeing. Currently named the order message will be the URL, for instance. In this field, you can place the URL to the product on the web. And this field will print on your for sale reports that Mailware creates, which includes also the retail price, the price that you want to pay, and a short description. The report could be sent out to a PDF and uploaded to the Magic Cafe or Genie forums or auction sites, etc. Or you can simply cut and paste the information if you want to post something for sale. You can indicate the supplier that provided you with this product. We give you several in the list, and those can be edited or added to. And then the product type. In this case, it's an effect. You can add to this list if you like. We recommend you don't change the ones we've already pre-built in here because there's some reports that depend on them. But this probably covers everything you need: books, DVDs, effects, utilities, etc. We'll discuss master code in a moment. That's a field to use for something else. This is a card effect, so if you type the word card here, there's a special report that you can print, and it's available also directly from the screen. So under reports, this magic card label. And this is designed to print a paper strip that you can cut out, wrap around the card deck, and tape, so you'll have the name on the front, back, and the spine. And that way you don't have to mark or pencil mark your deck. You'll know exactly what it is, but when you take it out to use it, simply slide off the paper tab and your spec won't know what it is. You can also print this for all your card effects at once, so you don't have to do it for each one as you go. In the retail price field, place the amount that this product sells for normally. In the wholesale for effects, place what you paid for it. This way you can keep track of what you're spending if you're buying used or discounted items. In the mix and match field, you can indicate whether this is a magic item, a mentalism item, whether it's for everything, in which case you place all, bizarre item, etc. You can put whatever you like here. It will show up on reports as a header, and this item will be grouped under magic, for instance, because it's a magic item. And in the minimum advertised price, put your for sale price. Any item for which you put a for sale price will print on the for sale report mentioned earlier, which you can also see in the reports tutorial, so that you can quickly print out everything that you want to sell without having to go back and figure out which items they are. If you don't want to sell it, don't put a price there. You can rate your item. This will actually be called rating later. Anywhere from 1 to 10, and you can put decimals like we did here. And then under height, width, and length, these will be renamed to hours, minutes, seconds. Put the time of the effect. So this is a 5-minute and 25-second effect. That prints out on script reports, and it also totals the times. So if you put several items together in a show, and we show you how to build a show in another tutorial, it'll tell you the total time of your show. Once your product's built, you can go to the stock levels tab. Always indicate non-inventory on effects. This is just a technical matter to prevent these items from quote-unquote selling out, because you're going to be adding them to orders, but you're not really selling them to someone, you're performing them. And this prevents that from going into back order status. So just check it by default. We have a little utility under tools that you can do that automatically, so you don't have to check it for every product you make. Just run it when you're done. You can then either enter just a number in stock, this is how many I have, or you can use the multiple locations feature. Click it, click the locations button, and in the dialog that opens, you can indicate for this product how many you have and where it's located. So in this case, I have it in my close-up case, and I have 1. If I had 2 set up, then I could also have a second location, indicate that I'm keeping it in my box 001, and I have another one there. And by doing so, keep track of how many you have, and the reports will tell you where they're located. This is great when you're preparing to go for a show and you want to gather up all your items and you don't know where they are. You can also move them between those locations. You can set up your own locations if you want right here under Setup, and then Locations. You can create as many as you like. The preference is not that important for what you're doing, but you should number them. And you could have on person, in pocket, whatever works for you, and keep track of where your items are stored or where you like to keep them. Next, go to the Extras button, and here you indicate whether it's a close-up item, stage, parlor, walk around. This could be street, whatever you like for the next custom field. These are actually renamed in preferences, so if you don't like these, you can change them to whatever you like. Just whatever you do put in here, if it's close-up, indicate capital C, stage, indicate capital S, etc., because reports are designed to prompt you for those fields. So you can print things like show me all my close-up effects, show me all my stage effects, etc. Under the Customize button, you can type your script. And you can do this in any format you like. We give you some sample stuff so you can see it, with title, props that are needed, running time, and then your instructions and your pattern, etc. So type as much as you like. This is unlimited length field. You can stretch it out. We recommend for all effects that even if you don't have pattern, you just put something in here so that it shows up on your checklist reports and your script reports when you build shows, and you'll see that later. So put something, or put all of your pattern. Next, you go to the Assembly tab. This is optional, but we also strongly recommend it because it's a really neat feature. With Ambitious Card, you can specify, or any effect, what props you need to go with it. And when you print your checklist later, if you're taking Ambitious Card to do a gig, a restaurant, or close-up walk around, you'll remember to take your cards and your Sharpie pen. And you can add these by simply clicking in this and either using the pull-down and selecting from the list there, which can be short, or you can click on the double or the triple dots button there, that ellipsis, and this will bring up a product search. A product search is very powerful in Mailware. You can search on any word in any of the fields we saw earlier, the product number, the name, the short and the long description, just by typing a word in the full text search, which means in those fields you may also want to put in keywords that you want to search on if there's something that you like to look for when you're building a show, or right now when we're looking for props to go with the effect. Or you could just search straightly on the product number or any of the other fields. You can also simply look in the list below and scroll through and find them. When you select any item, it will give you details about that item. So here's the bicycle cards that we need. You'll see the long description. And you can simply add it to the assembly by clicking this button. You'll see it appear in the list behind here automatically. So you can find all the props that you need, add them, and then close this dialog when you're done. You can also filter by product type, so if you want to just look for utility items, which is all you would need when you're adding to an effect, it'll shorten the list. You don't have to look at so much. When you're done, click OK. Your assembly will be built, and when you print that checklist, it'll tell you everything you need to carry with you for that particular effect. And finally, in the attachments page, you can place pictures, PDF instructions that you may have scanned or downloaded that go with it, etc. You simply save these items into an attachments folder that's covered in the help, and you link it by clicking the plus and then either adding a picture or file. When you click in that field, it'll give you a button, and then you can browse to it, select it, and it will become attached to this product. It's also very handy because your instructions can be here. You don't have to constantly pull out the paper. We even have advanced explanation in the help files about uploading those instructions to a website that's secure, that you can either host yourself or have hosted. So if you're on the road, you can carry Mailware in just a minimal database, and all your instructions, etc., which are very large when they build up, just access by going on the web. So the attachment section is a very handy place to do what you need to do, keep what you need stored with your product. I mentioned the master code. It's not relevant on this particular product, but let's see if we can find one that is. If you have a book or a DVD and you like an effect from it, you haven't bought it, it's not a physical product you keep, then you can associate an effect that you simply add to Mailware with that particular book or DVD. First, you would create a book like this modern Coin Magic, which is a Bobo book. You would create as an effect or as an item in Mailware. Then when you create Miser's Dream, which you read from that and you want to add, you can put in all your information, and in the master code, type the product number from the modern Coin Magic. Now they're associated so that on reports it will show you in the inventory the associated book or DVD. It's a great way to go back and find those items that you really wanted to use from those CDs, DVDs, etc. Didn't want to have to add as a physical item because they don't exist, and don't want to lose the reference to it, so you can look up the instructions, etc. That covers putting in effects. You can also do this for props like backdrops, sound system, that sort of thing. And we'll next go to how to create shows also in the inventory system.